Hello and welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Today we're going to do another board game unboxing. This is one of the 12 games that we got in a recent order from Miniature Market. We got it on sale. It's a game called Gentes, and it's by Stephan Risthaus, and originally published by Spieleorx and Brewer. And this is the second publication by TMG Games. They upgraded some of the components in it. There's also a deluxe version, which this is not, but that adds even more stuff like wooden meeples and other wooden time markers and other things like that. So we did record this already, but unfortunately the file got corrupted, so that's why there's no shrink wrap on the box. But I assure you it is a brand new game. As you can see by those to the left of it are the punch-out boards, which we did after we did the video. And but however, the video was corrupted. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into this. So it's a game that's for 1 to 4 players. So it has a solo mode, 90 minutes, and ages 14 and above. So Gentes. So it says obtain a permanent place in the annals of time by guiding your population through the ups and downs of history. Choose the best path to victory while optimizing your use of time. In order to win, you may need to harness the capabilities of individuals from all classes of society. Gentes contains a clever timing mechanisms that will require you to balance a multitude of different tactical decisions. So, it's a very tactical game. This is the board right here. It takes place in the Mediterranean, as you can see. These are your player boards. This is for the green player. So, it's kind of like action points, and if you ever play video games, these are kind of like action points in games like Fallout, and I don't know, other games that have action points in them, Fallout 1 and 2, any other 2D type games like that. So basically what they said is you have 6 different classes, so 3 classes on one side, 3 classes on this side. And between any groups of 2, you can only have 6 total. So in all, you can have 18 troops or whatever you want to call them, individuals in here. But only 6 from each row. So 6 times 3 is 18. So you can have any combinations, like you could have 4 of these and 2 of these and none of these and 6 of these and so forth. So like that. So all right, and then right here are all the different buildings you can build and the requirements and the amount of workers you're going to need in here for that, and as well as the benefits that they give you, and there is some set collection in there also. So all right, so let's open it up again. So all right, so you have your rule book right here. Again, it says 2 to 4 players, but it is a 1 to 4 player, as we saw in the box. So right here it says, in the first millennium BC, city-states and ethnic groups, sometimes spanning large areas, arose in the eastern Mediterranean. Through conquest and commerce, new states, kingdoms, and peoples rose and had their respective heyday. Alright, so as you can see here, these are the components in the setup. Game board and player boards and how you set up everything. So it's fairly well laid out here. And it's going to take place in 3 eras. And right here, there's a gameplay overview. So 1, 2, and 3 eras, as you can see it by the decks of cards there. Kind of shows you how you take your action. You're going to take action tiles from the board. And then you're going to, some of them require you to also take time markers. So time markers will fill up your board, as you can see here. And reduce the number of actions you can take. So that's a consideration too. But usually the ones that have more time markers are cheaper, but if they have less time markers, they're going to be more expensive. So, and you can see there it says 3 eras right there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. So in each era you have 2 phases. You have the heyday phase, which we just mentioned earlier, and you have the decline phase, which is the even numbers. So, and then in between them, the locks right there mean that you take a lock off your player board, enabling you to get more actions. You can also take locks off your player board if you, in buildings that you build. All right, so right here, Just, indicator cube, placing indicator cubes. So you're going to get different cubes you can use to place things and give you more actions. You're going to build houses. That's a house right there. And you're going to build it on the map, or you're going to build it on the in this little area, which gives you extra actions, which I'll show you later. So you have Hourglass Tokens here, which you're going to put on your board. You can either group them together or separately. If you group together, you'll get more actions now, but later on in the next round, you'll get less actions. Then you have different modifying abilities and everything. And here you have your tax collector to gain coins, leader, philosopher, area, and then right here, so you're going to be hire workers over here. Your scribe, which is in order to gain civilization cards, you're going to do those. And then here's like a market, and it shows you how to buy from the market, depending upon which action tiles you take. And here's the navigator tiles, which are blue, which allow you to build cities. And again, you can build those on your map on the Mediterranean, or you can build them in the little area over here. And that'll give you special actions. Every time you activate, build a building in a certain color, you activate all the buildings that all the cities that you built in of that color. So it'll allow you to use bonuses more than once. So it's good to build in a certain color. Again, these are the hometowns right here. And the hometowns allow you to activate any color group you want. So you will probably want to activate the color groups on the map that are more in your color, which shows right here, a bunch of them in green. And here is describing the different action tiles that you take. So basically, if someone takes your action tile, you can't use that action tile. You have to choose another one. And if you have room on your player board, you have to take an action of some kind. So there's no passing unless you your board is completed. Then you're forced to pass. So the Chronicler will allow you to build buildings through these cards. Actually, to take cards. And there's another action that you build buildings with. The Chronicler allows you... Actually, no, I'm sorry. The Chronicler actually allows you to build a building. So once you have them in stock, after you pick them up, purchase them, then you play your civilization cards there. Alright. Decline, then is... Once you get through the heyday phase, is a decline phase, which is kind of like a cleanup phase, which shows you what to do with the time markers and how you take the single ones off the board. The double ones you have to flip over. Well, not flip over, but the double ones you have to make into a single one for the next round, so it gives you less actions the next round. You take a lock off during the decline phase, and you can also use these cubes and everything too. Alright, and then activate cities and civilization cards, and finally endgame scoring. And here are the 2-player rules, and as it says here, the solo rules. So I'm not sure why. Must be a misprint on the rulebook that doesn't include the 1 to 4 players, the solo version. Alright, so I'm back here. So basically it's beat your own score. It's going to be the solo phase here. So if you get above a 70, you get Settler, 71 to 80, and then finally all the way up to Deity, which is 141 and above. And some credits here, and then nothing on the back. So all in all, a 15-page rulebook, so not too bad. So here is a guide, which is always nice to have, which describes all the, it's an appendix, which we has all to do with the buildings. And each era of cards is going to have a certain color, like this brownish right here is for Era 1 buildings. It kind of shows you what they do, what kind of set collection is on them, if any, and the different effects of the cards, ongoing or one time, that kind of stuff. So these are all building 1 cards, Era 1. And then Era 2 is like a purplish color. And then probably more powerful buildings here. Only on the back are the Era 3 buildings, which is like a green color. There you go. Alright, so here are your player boards here. So very nice quality thickness. I think the original ones weren't as thick, but in this printing they're nice and thick, as you can see. Okay, and very good, a lot of good information on this. So basically, these are the iconographies which you take the action during the heyday phase, and these are the cleanup phase actions, and then finally how you can score points by doing certain things. Victory points. So as we mentioned before, you have your two, so say if you have this yellow guy and this artisan, I know this is the artisan, so between them, the reason it says 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4 is these, so say if you had two of the yellow guy right here, you can only have 4 of the artisan guy. So between them, they'd be 6. You can these can never cross. So say if you wanted to increase the amount of the yellow guy here, you would have to, therefore, and you already had 4 of the artisan, you would have to decrease this. So anyway, they would always have to add up 6 between them. And then right here are the different, these are some of the set collection things which allow you to do certain actions. And there's the I one here and this one right here. And then your 4-player colors right here. Being a 4-player game. So very nice boards here. And these were all punch outs, but these are the different classes right here, and these are going to go on the main board, and we're going to show you where you can purchase them. And then these are just the different colors. These are the locks which you're going to place on your board. So these are all set up for each of the colored players. These are all the houses you can build for the cities, or cities, whatever they're called. And there's some money in here, as well as the tiles which represent all the different classes which will go on your player board. So just these in all the different colors. And these are your time tokens, which I think in the original game they were thicker. And they had 1 on front and 2 on the back. These you just, if you want to double them up, you can fit 2 in a square. So that's how they took care of that. There's a blue color for all the same thing. Black color. And the green color. These are all the cubes for the eye and the Monticello looking thing. So these allow you to do special actions once you accumulate a certain amount of them. So these are cubes. First player token is this now. It used to be just a piece of the cardboard, but now it's actual, like a bell. Looks almost like a bell. And then these are just the 50 and 100 points if you go beyond 50 victory points on one side, around the board once. And these are some of the tiles right here, the action tiles. Actually, I think these are the victory point tiles that you can get if you reach certain goals in the game. Like if you have 18 workers, or if you built a certain amount of cities, or if you've acquired a certain amount of, built a certain amount of buildings, that kind of stuff. And then here are all the different tiles for the action areas. And the dots on the back indicate how many players you have to do those. And the board is double-sided. I think it's 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 for the other side players. And some coins right here. So unfortunately, I can't show you the components in the punch boards because the video got corrupted. But I assure you, they are over there. And then right here are the era cards, the buildings. So I'll show you all of these. So this right here was on top here with a couple of cards. Apparently a couple of the building cards got updated, and they already had packed the rest of the game, so they just threw them on top. So not a big deal. But they just basically decrease either some of the symbols or change some of the requirements, that kind of stuff, or bonuses. So these are the Era 1 cards. So it's a Freeze or Freeze. Catapult. So they're not all buildings, either buildings or I guess different weaponry or something. Altar. Winery. Well. Stable. And then these right here basically tells you what type, how many workers you need of each. What the requirements, what you have to get these. So these are all the requirements over here. And then basically it gives you 3 victory points. It gives you +1 of the yellow worker. and then it has an ongoing benefit of, looks like a warrior, I think. And then this is the symbology right here. So there's an element of set collection to get extra victory points. So this is the one that allows you to take the lock off and give you more actions. Action squares. So you can see it. These require a different amount of work. This requires 3 of this worker and 1 of that one. But it gives you more benefits. So scriptorium, port, tenant. I like the artwork in this one. It's simple but fitting for the era, the BC era. Shipyard, marketplace, forge, trading post, statue, road, treasure chamber, council house, shrines. You can see there's a lot of cards here. Mine, and they will mostly all come out, depending upon how many people buy during the round. They will mostly all come out each round. Incense, deposit. And if you finish an Era 1 cards, like somebody buys a bunch of cards, or a bunch of people do, these Era 2 cards do not come out. So once you're done Era 1 cards, each Era cards, that's it. So this is the villa. As you can see, this requires a lot more workers to have. And you can only use this in the decline phase, it shows here, being the moon. But it does give you 6 victory points. Catapult. So some of the similar buildings, some different. Hospital. Auditorium, irrigation, temple, theater, workshop, barracks, repository, court, estate. A lot of stuff for that one. Lighthouse, city hall, city wall. Sorry, granary, meeting place, and then the Era 3 cards. Triumphal arch, school. Lots of workers for that. See, but it has you negate one warrior if you want to build a school, but it gives you 15 victory points. Acropolis, Colossus, Observatory, Assembly, Library, Hanging Gardens, Pyramid, Aqueduct. So a lot of these like that have a lot of requirements. This has, you have to have one of each one of those to do it. Aqueduct, Mausoleum, Palace, Public Bath, Zeus statue, of course, Sphinx, and Music School. So again, these are all in the appendix too, that describes all the icons and what they do and everything. So very well presented there. And here is the player board. And we're just going to splice this. We were able to save one of our original videos, so we're just going to cut right to the player board as soon as we're done with this. But a nice thick player board, folds up nice and small here, fits in the box, so that's very nice. And I'll just show you something here. So these were the 2 cards they replaced. This one right here, I think part of it was they had too much iconography on this. And then I think maybe the victory points or something changed in this one. This one, I think something changed with the victory points on this one. So I just keep these. These are the original ones. But I think they probably saw that they were imbalanced or misprinted. So, and this is interesting right here. So the Flow of History, that is a game that we backed a long time ago on Kickstarter. In fact, it's still in the shrink wrap, the collector's edition, or one deluxe version. I think deluxe version. But we never actually played it, because when we got it, it didn't look like something we wanted to play, unfortunately. But I don't know. Maybe once we get this game, we play it. We might take a look at that one again and do it. I mean, we couldn't even sell it on BGG, and we had it for a pretty low price, so did not get good reviews. But maybe we'll give it a shot. We'll see. Since we can't even sell it. And this is another game by TMG, Chimera Station. Not sure about that. Doesn't really look like a game we'd be interested in, though. Yokohama. Here we go. This is a game I think we're going to order soon. We've been playing a lot of this on BGG. It's in the top 100 games. Nice game. Plays similar to... can't think of the game now. It's a trading game where you put a bunch of different cards down. I'll think of it probably after I do this. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it offhand. Istanbul, very much like Istanbul, which we didn't really like kind of like the looks of it, but we didn't really like the how it played. So, but this plays similarly as far as you lay out a bunch of different cards in different order, but it plays much more to like a nice, strong economic game. Again, in the top 100 games, and again, I think it's available for a good price on. I think it's Fun Again Games we may order it from. And then finally, this is a game that we have all this stuff, Orleans. So, excellent game, which we really enjoy. So that's it there. So we're going to show you the game board once we get that set up, and then we'll call it a video. So, all right. This is our game board here, and this is the game board for a regular 3 to 4 player game. The other side is for a 1 to 2 player game, so we'll show you both sides. So let's take a look at this. So you have your Mediterranean Sea, all your different cities in here. These are for your different phases, your heyday phase and then your decline phase. So 1 and 2 for the first era, 3 and 4 for the second, and 5 and 6 for third. And then here you're going to be where you're going to put your cards. Your market for your cards is going to be right here. This is where you're going to put all the workers you can hire. It's got a very interesting system for that. So there's a few playthroughs out there on this, so you can check those out. I think Just Play gives an overview of it, and then there's some heavy cardboard, and I think Slicker Drips might give one, and I'm sure there's a couple other ones out there. These right here are where you're going to put your action tiles. These are going to be cities and stuff that you can build in here, and it's got very unique. Every time you activate cities in here, you can activate a certain group of colors depending upon how many houses you have, cities you have built in a region, in a different colored region. And then here, just some ways to get money. This is like a first player token. You get the first player there. And then some more action tiles here, as well as your victory point track, of course, like any good Euro, around the edges. So, alright, so there's that. And then we'll show you the back of it. So that was for the 3 or 4 player game. And then here is the board for the 1 to 2 player game. So as you can see, 1 to 2 players here. And I think they take out some of the, you don't get all the action tiles in it. Might be a few taken out. And maybe a few other little differences in some of the points and the costs and everything. But that is pretty much it. That is Gentes, published by TMG Games. So definitely a game that we've been looking forward to playing, and looks like they get some good component quality in this one for the base version. And so yeah. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we'll see you in the next board game unboxing. Take care and God bless. Bye bye now.